everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week in June 2014. Got quite an interesting show here for you. You know who is going to be here today. Got some pretty interesting books to cover here. So what do you say we go ahead and get started? We're going to start with DC, go through Independent, and end with Marvel. And with DC, we're starting off with Batman 66 meets the Green Hornet, number 1 of 6. Oh my god, I could not tell you how excited I was to get on board with this. Written by Kevin Smith. Interior artwork in here is really good. But get a look at that cover. Alex Ross cover. This is awesome. I mean, this would make a great poster. It really would. But to me, this was just as good, if not maybe a little bit better than what's going on in the Batman 66 run done by Jeff Parker. But you know, not to discredit Jeff Parker. I mean, his Batman 60 stuff is really, really good. And this was just as good, if not even better. You know, because we all know who Kevin Smith is. He is one of the most well-known celebrity comic book nerds in existence. He grew up with these characters. He grew up with these TV shows. And I'm pretty sure he was jumping at the chance to write a story like this for DC and Dynamite. This was amazing. Very well detailed. Attention to detail on how the TV shows, you know, mesh so well together. The dialogue was perfect. Everything worked. It was great. The artwork just looked incredible. And this issue did what it needed to do. It got all of the characters, both the heroes and the villains. It got them all introduced and in a very big way. Very nicely done. Not hardly anything here in terms of action, but as far as storytelling, character development, and good drama for this kind of storytelling, it was there, and I loved it. And it ended in one of those old school cliffhangers that you would see in the TV show, and it was done exactly like that, you know, with the narrator asking, will they make it out? The worst is yet to come, and I love that stuff. You know, the villain of this particular storyline is going to be General Gum, you know, a super sticky villain who uses glues and adhesive to pull off his criminal escapades. And I love the villain's look. It's cornball, but it's awesome. And I can't wait to see how this story progresses as it goes along. This was a solid read. I give it a 4.5. 4.5 out of 5. If it had some of that familiar action that we were used to seeing, I probably would have given this a perfect 5. But this was amazing. I freaking loved it. It was awesome. Alright, moving on to this. You're up. I'm back, baby. I'm back with some new threads. Because a lot of people seem to think that I'm not exactly wearing appropriate material under my bathrobe. So I'm coming to you like this. And I'm here to talk about my book, my world. Earth 2. This is Earth 2 number 24. Oh man. That is a beautiful cover. Don't know how well the light shows it, but Tom Taylor, Nicola Scott, and Travis Scott did a great job with this. This was some good shit. Really good. Heavy on the action, but there's also some good drama in here, some good character in here, and all around nice twists, nicely developed turns in the story. One thing I liked in here is that my boy, Alan Scott, gay or not, this guy has the spine of steel. You want to call Superman the Man of Steel? Alan Scott has got the backbone made out of steel. He wants to go out like a fucking warrior. He's ready to die an honorable death if it means being a hero. He fights in this book like he don't give a shit, and I loved it. It was great. That's just how I saw it. Maybe y'all saw it a little bit differently, but that's cool. Alan Scott truly shining here, no pun intended, but he really shines in this book. We had some good storytelling in here concerning Jimmy Olsen and old Bats, and I mean old Bats. Remember, Bats in this book is Bruce's daddy. It ain't Bruce. And the conversations that Olsen had with Bats in here was really telling as to how much of an asshole Thomas Wayne really is, yet at the same time he's emotionally vulnerable. I likes that. Really good. Really good character development in here. Some good drama. Good action in here. Alan Scott has a plan. He has a plan, and I like where he's going with this. I really do. And the last page was a big, oh shit, shit's getting real. I loves this book. It ain't perfect, but I loved it anyways. It was good. I highly recommend this. I give this fucking thing a 4. Back to you, asshole. Okay, gotta turn him off. He told me he would be nice, and I think that's as nice as we're gonna get him. But yeah, this was a solid read. I loved it. Tom Taylor did a good job, and you know, my Earth 2 counterpart was right. Alan Scott probably was the MVP of this story. Really good, and I love that bombshell cover with Hog Girl. Just awesome. Alright, we're ending off DC with Green Lantern number 32. Another one of those classic bombshell variant covers. Thanks, Sarah. At Arkham Comics, thank you very much for getting this for me. Robert Venditti and Billy Tan. Billy Tan's artwork, the interior artwork from Billy Tan is just awesome. I love it. It works for a Green Lantern story. The war with the Green Lantern Corps against the other races, the Durlans and the Khunds, or Khund or Khund. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll call it Khund. The Khund and the Durlans against the Green Lantern Corps. It's coming up to an all-new head, and we're getting a big new twist in this war. There's dissension among the ranks between the Khund and the Durlans, and let me just say it like this: the Durlans don't like to be fucked by anybody except the Durlans. I just throw out there, and that was a horrible Samuel L. Jackson impression, motherfucker. Yeah, the Durlans show that they're not ones to be fucked with. I mean, they are not ones to be fucked with at all. And the Khund take a humongous blow in this issue. Some good stuff in here. Hal learns more about the Durlans' plan from an unexpected source, and the cliffhanger also does a little bit of explanation. Yet the cliffhanger, as far as, you know, how do I put this? The cliffhanger didn't leave much to the imagination of like a holy shit kind of moment, but it did what it needed to do. The cliffhanger, they used it to help further the storytelling along, and to me, that works. This was a good issue. Nothing perfect, but with what I got, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised that I actually enjoyed reading this. This was good. I give this a 3.5 out of 5. Very nicely done. Like I said, nowhere near perfect, but a very strong read, and I did enjoy it. Alright, we're moving on to independents, if you want to call them independents. Some people don't, I do, because they're not the big two. We're going to go to Valiant. We're going to Quantum and Woody number 11. The Sadistic Secret Science of Thomas Edison. I love that cover. That cover's hilarious. But Quantum and Woody are in jail. They got busted after both Woody's failed attempt at a robbery and Quantum's failed attempt at security. It's just the chemistry that these two characters have. It's not a love-hate relationship. It's an I hate your fucking guts, but I gotta put up with you relationship. That's how I classify this, and it's just great. You know, like I've said before, I get it. I can understand where some people are coming from when they say Woody's douchebag character is a little bit on the overkill. But when you read this issue, we get to see a side of Woody that we hardly ever see, and it's not there very long. So if there are any readers out there who want to see any seriousness at all from Woody, pick up this issue. Look at this moment and just soak it up while you can, because it doesn't last long. And Quantum and Woody, big surprise. They're in deep shit and they get captured. And I loved the cliffhanger of this issue, and I'm not going to spoil anything else. All I'm going to say is this was fun. It was funny. Nice action. Some good lines of dialogue. And I don't know what to make of the whole clone situation yet with the two female clones. Both 57 and 69. 69. But all in all, really solid read. And unfortunately, I had heard that this series is fixing to end pretty soon, which is sad. I'm going to be sad to see this series go. But really good read. Really fun. 3.5 out of 5. Fun. Just all around just fun. I loved it. Moving on to IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 34. Love these Kevin Eastman covers. Thank you again, Sarah, for hooking me up with this. I'm loving these Kevin Eastman covers, and this cover is beautiful with Angel and Metalhead on here. This was great. Yeah, Metalhead. Metalhead makes his first appearance in this series, and wow, this was good. I'm loving Santaloco. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but I'm loving his interior artwork. I want this guy to stay on this series. Do not get rid of him. Keep this artist on board with the Turtles. The interior artwork is amazing. It is simply amazing. Every turtle has a very distinctive look to them. The only if you want me to nitpick about the artwork, I gotta say, April O'Neil looks like remember Opie from the Andy Griffith Show? April kind of looks like a teenage Opie with boobs. And the short haircut makes her look like a boy with boobs. At least give her a ponytail. Not that there's anything wrong with girls with short hair. My girlfriend's got short hair. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way her face is drawn and the way she's dressed and the way she's got her hair. She kind of looks like a boy. But that's my only nitpick. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little, just like I said, it's a nitpick. But the rest of the story is very well told. Unfortunately, there's no Michelangelo or Raphael in this. There's some stuff with Leonardo and Splinter in here, but the main focus is on Donatello, April, and Angel going to meet one of Donatello's friends, and that's where they find Metalhead. And yeah, things ain't going so smoothly for old Metalhead right now. Turns out he wasn't completely finished with the program. Turns out the guy who created him wasn't completely finished with the programming, and things get a little shitty. But Angel steps in, and what she does, I ain't going to spoil it because it was good. It's kind of one of those winks and nods to another form of turtle media, and I'm sure anybody who read this and anybody that sees what Angel does in here, they'll get the reference. But all in all, very solid read. The cliffhanger got my attention. Let's just say that. The cliffhanger got my attention, got me interested in where is that particular angle going. But all in all, solid read. I loved this. This was great. I give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, do yourselves a favor. It's not too late. Do whatever you can. Get the trades, get the issues, get whatever you can. Just get on board with this series. IDW is just hitting it out of the park with the Ninja Turtles, particularly this particular series. Fantastic. I loved it. Moving on to Marvel. Starting off Marvel with Amazing X-Men Annual #1. Okay, now, this is an example of an annual done right, as I said on Twitter at Blugoblin01. Please follow me, thank you. But this, yeah, like I said, this is an annual done right. This felt like a $5 book. We got a nice story with Storm as the main focus, and we got a second little homage to Firestar at the other half of the book, which was cute, which was charming, and I like that. It's good that people are showing some respect for Angie, considering all that the character has been through. But this was a very telling story for Storm. A new Inhuman is born over in Africa and is causing all kinds of shit, and we've learned that this guy has got a vendetta against Storm, considering what she did when she was a child, and he goes into very gruesome detail as to what she did when she was younger. But she's, trying to tell him that she was confused, she was young, she didn't know how to control her powers back then, and he's just not buying it. He's summoning all kinds of creatures with his powers and everything just to get to Storm. And I just loved how this story was progressing. I loved the storytelling. I loved the interior artwork. And, this paints a picture for Storm. She doesn't want to see herself as a weather witch or a goddess. She is a woman. She's a mutant, But at the end of the day, she is simply a woman. And I just loved how the pacing was done. I loved the action. I loved the drama. The drama was very strong in here. The interior artworks helped sell the storytelling. It was really well done, and like I said before, the stuff with Firestar at the other end of the book was really charming, and big show of respect to the character. This was awesome. This is an annual done the right way. Keep making annuals like that, Marvel, please. Moving on to Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man #2. Excuse me. If you want to know what I thought about #1, go to my Blugoblin X channel. I reviewed issue 1 over there. Let me know what you think over there. This starts right where issue 1 left off with the big arrival, or the big return, of Peter Parker. Peter Parker made his return at the end, at the cliffhanger of the first issue. And as I said there, I was like, really? This soon? Woo! Whoa, Bendis, you're going there awful quick. But yeah, I kind of figured they were going to go where they went in here with Peter. And the conversation between Peter and Miles in here was pretty funny, actually. He's like Miles just standing there staring at him. And Peter's like, "Are you done? I'll wait." And it's just great. Peter's got a little bit of a temper on him. Miles is trying to tell him, say, "Hey, you should tell everybody. You should at least tell Aunt May. You should tell everybody." And he's like, "No, don't tell nobody that I'm back." And I just love how Miles arrives at the conclusion as to what's going on with Peter, and he just keeps repeating it to himself and keeps repeating that loud over and over and over again. It's like, God, it's like going to become his catchphrase or something. It's hilarious. I loved it. This kind of drama and this kind of writing, I think this is where Bendis is at his best when it comes to, when it's coming to the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. And he talks to Genki about it, and he's just like, "Dude, chill. We have to tell people." And they're like, "Oh God, we can't tell people. We got to do this. We can't do that." Miles. One thing I will spoil is that Miles loses his web shooters. Peter took them back. We also get to see a familiar face that returned in issue 1 is trying to build himself right back up, and I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. It's Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. Turns out a long time ago, when we thought he died, he didn't die. He was held captive by S.H.I.E.L.D., and he got out. And because it's kind of hard to ignore the advertisement for the next issue in here. So it is what it is. But I liked the cliffhanger at the end of this issue. Is Miles going to do it? Miles comes across a dilemma at the end of the issue, and he's coming to a point where there's something that he's contemplating about doing it. Will he do it or will he not do it? And that's all I'm going to say. This was good. Not perfect, but it was great. I loved it. This is a great series. This is a great character, and I think Bendis. I think this is some of Bendis' best writing for, you know, as of today. You know, the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. I think this is the best stuff Bendis is currently writing. Not the best stuff he's ever written, but it's the best stuff. It's some of the best stuff that he is, excuse me, currently writing. Trust me, he wrote a lot better stuff for the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff a long time ago. But all in all, a solid read. I give it a 4. We're going to end this review with New Warriors number 5. Chris Yost does the writing, and it's really good. The interior artwork has changed. From Marcus 2 is not doing the artwork anymore. It's Roche or Roch. I don't want to butcher the name. But the interior artwork looks a little more cartoony. It does. It really does look a little more cartoony, but it's still very good, and it still works with the kind of storytelling that we're getting in here. This was a fun issue. This was a fun read. Not the best stuff in the world, but it was fun. Storytelling progressed in a very fun way. You know, there's some animosity between the New Warriors, but you can tell that there's still that little spark of them wanting to get along and them wanting to work together. But they just happen to keep pissing each other off. That's like, oh God, will you stop? I'd love to work with you, but just quit pissing me off. It's kind of like that kind of animosity between the characters. And we also learned a couple of the members have some really serious baggage on them. And the two members I'm talking about are Water Snake and Speedball. Now, when we see Water Snake's baggage, it's kind of ugh. But when we see Speedball's baggage, it's like, whoa. Whoa. It's Mockingbird, a.k.a. Erasely, Scarlet Spider's little sidekick, who finds out this baggage from Speedball, and their mental conversation was a little creepy. But like I said, what the fuck is going on with Speedball? Wow. And the rest of the issue is really fun. We get a couple of creatures from good old Wonder Gore, and the issue ends on a laugh. It ends on a laugh. I loved this. This was fun. Yet at the same time, there was plenty of drama there. Fun and drama sometimes can mix and make a good story. This was really good. I give this a 3.5 out of 5. Really good. The artwork's a little cartoony, but considering the storytelling that we're getting right now, it works. I liked it. Well, that's all I got for this review, everybody. Hope my Earth 2 counterpart seemed well behaved to y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Blugoblin01. Don't forget my Blugoblin X channel. Don't forget Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. I'm getting back on, trying to get caught up on Batman Eternal on that channel. To my girlfriend Jennifer, I love you, baby. We need to find out something to do for Arkham Asylum Studio. Don't forget my bro, TheMtVernonKid, my student. Don't forget Deadpoolzilla and Brandon Hex, Mark at Fat Stack of Comics. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, until next time, I'll see y'all later.